Richard Southern joins us once again. Richard, we've seen so many summer events canceled because of the coronavirus, but there's another big one looming in the fall.
Halloween. It's coming, Janella. You know, I actually saw there's Halloween candy already in the store.
No, there isn't. Oh,
yep.
stop.
Shoppers Drug Mart. Shoppers is selling Halloween candy.
Let us enjoy our summer.
I know, but here's the deal, right? This is why retailers do it, and this is why a lot of retailers are really worried this year, because it's hard to imagine Halloween going off as usual. Yeah. And if it doesn't, this is a huge economic problem. Janella, Halloween is second only to Christmas as far as consumer spending goes. We spend a ton of money. Stats Canada says we spent almost $600 million on candy alone last year.
Wow.
So I know, it's hard to imagine the trick-or-treating going off as usual, so there might be less candy sold, less costumes sold, there's not going to be crowds at those Halloween-themed events, so this would be another massive blow for the Canadian economy. Hershey's, that candy company, was talking about this. They were saying, well, we hope people still buy candy for themselves,
yeah,
even if they can't give it to those trick-or-treaters.
You don't need Halloween to buy treats. You can still buy candy and eat it at home. So
I know. I remember, as a kid, me and my brother, we'd dress up, we would have our costumes on, and then Mom would always make you put the
jacket on top.
Yeah, and now you're gonna, if you do go out trick-or-treating, you're gonna have to have the mask on top of your makeup on your face if you have makeup on your face.
Maybe you could just work it into the costume. Maybe we should think about what are some popular costumes that require a mask that we can work into.
I think I'm gonna go as a big a hand sanitizer bottle this year, Nella. Go really on point.
All right, moving on to something else that's scaring adults, the possible return to the office.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are really spooked by this. There's a big new survey of Canadian workers out today by KPMG, and it found just over half are flat out afraid to go back to work. And the reason, Janella, is 77% are worried that their colleagues will show up infected with COVID-19. 57% say they're worried about the meeting rooms and the kitchens and the common areas.
Right.
We've seen, Janella, a lot of the big banks, TELUS, all saying, listen, you don't have to go back to work to next year, but a lot of companies are bringing people back, and it's a scary thing, right? Yeah,
I mean, I think that offices are going to look a little different, not so much of that kind of open concept. We're going to probably go back to cubicles, maybe plexiglass in between, and maybe no hanging out by the water cooler.
And a lot of the fun might be gone. Maybe no more, cake at parties for a while and all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah, well, we're always seeing changes. They changed our water filter here now to a hands-free one. Okay, NASA is re-examining the names of the agency, the names the agency gives to certain space objects.
It's getting rid of some of these names. They give a cute name to, well, they thought they were cute. They're really not cute for some of them. But these nicknames to cosmic objects, nowadays, some of them don't fly. So, for instance, 5,000 light years from Earth, there's a planetary nebula, and it's called, Janella, the Eskimo Nebula. Yeah, right. So NASA says it's going to stop using that term. It is a derogatory term. We, of course, saw the Edmonton CFL team do away with that recently.
Right.
There's also the Siamese twin galaxy, which NASA says they will no longer refer to that pair of spiral galaxies by that name. Instead, they're going to use their official astronomical names, which is, a bunch of numbers and letters. But I'm sure they'll find some other.
They could have just called it the conjoined twins. That's the politically correct term instead of all those numbers. Or maybe we should just come up with names for them. Maybe we could name it, Richard,
call it the Richie and Janella Nebula or something like that.
Exactly.
Because we're already out in outer space anyways, Janella.
Exactly. All right, thanks so much, Richard. Have a good one.
See you tomorrow.